guys, I'm back and we're working on our steps for our mixed media projects. So far we have put down our collage and we have pushed the background into the back. And this is how the first one looks. So if you're following along, you can probably remember that. And here's the second one. This was made with a napkin and then just plain gesso. And this one here is one of those tags from Tim Holtz and lots of stenciling and gesso over the top using a palette knife. So today we're going to focus on texture. And you can do texture with lots of different things, you know, fabrics, this cheesecloth, stencils, washi tape, uh, let's see, just a palette knife and just leave it rough on there. You could use string, you could use just a million different things. But today I'm going to use cheesecloth on this one. I absolutely love the look of cheesecloth. It's very inexpensive. You could dye this in coffee, but I'm going to put some burnt umber ink on it at a different time down the road after it's on, so it's going to be that brown color anyways, so I didn't feel I needed to get into my stash. So I just like to pull it apart there, maybe use your scissors a little bit, and a really cool thing I like to do is I like to give it some holes. Can you see that? If you pull it, it will make some big holes and texture. So I'm going to put this down on here and I'm just going to use my matte medium because we're putting down texture like I said, and we'll just use a brush, and then this way it will hold everything down real well. I hope you're liking this series. I haven't had a lot of views on my channel with this series, but I don't see a lot of people turning away from my channel, so that's a good thing. People are being patient and we'll get through this series. I know there are some people that are liking it, so I'm going to keep doing it to the end. You know, no one likes a quitter. So I'm just really gooping this down with my matte gel, and I use a one by Liquitex. It seems to work real good for me. And I'm just putting it on one side. Now, you know, you need to be thinking about kind of focal point at this time, kind of have an idea maybe what's going to happen here. Focal point for this one is I'm really thinking something from this pattern paper. See this area right here? Gorgeous! It's got dragonfly. So I'm kind of thinking about that for this piece. So I'm going to kind of leave this top corner available for that thought. Now we're going to cut this off here. Usually I'd wait till it's dry, but I'm going to use this little piece down in this corner because we want it to be you know, kind of balanced. Whoops, sorry about that. And we're just going to put this piece down in this corner so we have some on both sides. I hope you're having a good summer, finding lots of things to do now that we are not in lockdown any longer. People are out and about. It is so nice to see so many smiling faces when you go out, and seeing their faces without the masks is even a better thing, isn't it? Okay, so this one's going to have to dry, and dry overnight it will, of course. And then next week we'll continue on with that. Okay, so this next one, I'm going to use a stencil, and I really like this swirly stencil. I use this one a lot. It's called Flourish, and it's by Tim Holtz. I'm just kind of deciding kind of what's going to be my focal point. I think this big orange butterfly, because I really like blue and orange together. I'm just kind of giving it a little look around here. Of course, I got to cut it out and stuff like that, but I'm just trying to think where I should put the flourish. If it should be maybe like this, because then we could put the butterfly like this and it would look like it gives that motion. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this modeling paste here, trying to use this up. It's getting a little old, and I'm just going to hold it down with my finger and go ahead and press it through with my plastic palette knife here. And I think that this will give some real great texture. And like I said, we have some more to do on these pieces, of course. It's not going to be over yet. We probably have, next week we'll probably combine a couple of things. So here's how that looks. You can scrape some off if you don't love it. Now this background is still pretty busy for me, so I'm going to use a little bit of this modeling paste and just kind of push it back a little bit more. You know, you can't have it too busy or your focal point won't stand out. So this is going to give texture too by just using this palette knife here, and I'm just pouncing it, and then you can kind of envision that butterfly on there. Of course I gotta cut it out, but we'll work on that during the week. But I like this flourish here, and I might just balance the piece by adding just a little bit here to the top. Maybe this piece right here. I'm being very careful not to smush the other side. If you do, it's fine. It's your project, remember. I think the only time you'd have to really worry about things turning out is if someone commissioned something from you and it had to be a certain way, right? So I like that up on top. I probably should do just a touch more, maybe right down here, just so I have that visual triangle. And we'll see it in the background. So that's how that one's looking. You can see it if I tilt it. That's got to dry. Take that stencil to the sink there. And then this one is still really, really busy. I love the background. I'm going to do something with these three ladies here. I think it's really cool. It's drawing my eye because it's tall. And I think I'm going to somehow do it with an image transfer. So we'll try, you know, we'll try it. Of course, I've got to cut that around and stuff, but I want to then focus, if I'm looking at this over here, I'm going to kind of look to focus to the top area here. And using this modeling paste in white, that's going to calm some of this down. Like I said, I'm feeling that it's pretty busy. The background is pretty busy right now. But look at that. That looks cool. It's hard to do one-handed, isn't it? Keep going on these projects, like I said. And it'll be just a couple more weeks, and then I gotta get into my art journals. My gosh, I haven't done an art journal page in so long. Sometimes you really miss it. I do anyways. I'm going to do a bit over here and kind of stay away from this area because I think that's where I'm going to put those lovely ladies. So this is going to be it for today. We're going to get this texture down and we're going to allow it to dry and stop back next week. We're going to do some focal points, which is very fun because then, you know, things are starting to come together. Do a little bit right here and just right down to this end. I told you these videos would be fast. See all that texture on there? Yummy! Just going to scrape this off the sides with my palette knife. Just like that. Here we go. We've got our texture down. Next week, let's do some focal points, okay? Add some color and have some fun. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time. We'll work on this together again. Thank you. Bye.